Hey, this is Geezer, and we're going to talk about something real basic today. We've got tubeless tires on these rims, and obviously we have a problem. So those of y'all that run tubeless, after a period of time, your stands or your sealant quits working. So what we want to do is replace it. We pay all these money for these bikes to make them light, so if you keep adding stands or whichever one your choice is, or orange or whatever, you're leaving 2 ounces of fluid in, then you add another 2 ounces, you're adding weight to the tire. So what I'm going to do, show you real quickly how I change them. I actually clean all the old sealant, put fresh sealant in and do it. But if you really want to find out how to do this, you can go out and search the web. This is the worldwide tire web of knowledge, and it's exclusively owned by Geezer. So if you really want to have knowledge, go to the Geezer web. First thing we'll do is take the wheels off, the front and the rear. Quick little simple trick. The highest possible gear, it makes it a lot easier. If you get down the one closest to the frame, it makes it easier to take the wheel on and off. This bike has quick release axles, but the same thing applies to all bikes. So we're going to spin these off and take them off real quick. On your bike, quick release, whatever, however you take them off, y'all know how to do it. If you don't, I can do a video on that too later on. Okay, first of all, I'm going to relieve the clutch. Everybody forgets this, turn the clutch off. See, it makes it easy. Clutch on, not easy. Take the clutch off, open the clutch, pull the tire off, and that one's off. Be very careful when you do this not to touch your brakes, because there's nothing in there now and you can blow your calipers. So like I said, just be cautious after you do this not to hit your brakes. Okay, these are off. So we're gonna rip the tires off the rim in a minute. We'll go from there. Okay, what we're gonna need for this project is a couple of real basic tools. Tire tools, plastic ones, steel, aluminum, whatever. Screwdrivers work, but you can damage the beads. I don't recommend them. A stem remover, which is good for taking out the core. It's actually a valve stem core remover. And your favorite sealant. I'm a stands person. A way to put the sealant in the wheel, I use a syringe. Air. Okay, so the first thing you're going to do is let all the air out of the tires. This one's obviously flat. And after we take the air out of the tires, we're going to take the core out and set it to the side. Okay, we'll get the next one. We're going to let all the air out of the tire. Open it up. Like I said, we can take the core, it'll take it out with it, so we can just do the core. It'll take all the air out at the same time. Okay. There's the core, set the cores to the side. Now, give it a quick little bounce, and we're going to break the beads. Just squeeze the bead all the way around, and you'll break the bead loose. So they're not that hard to break. Just pull them over like this. Now's the fun part. I usually start at the valve stem. Put the tool in, spin it up, come down the other side, and spin it up. Give it a little pull. There you go. Now, if y'all are not doing it a complete change like I am, you can actually just wipe these out really good. See, there's almost nothing left. There should be puddles of stuff in here. It's all dried out. What's left is dried and stuck. So what I would do is take a rag and wipe it out, tear and stick. But literally just try to get this thing clean and wipe it out really well and get all the stuff out you can. And if you need to, scrub it a little bit to get all the particles out. But this had 2 ounces of stand in it, which is a standard, as I call it, shot from stands. And now we've taken most of the junk out, so most of the weight that you would have left behind is gone. So if you were doing this again, you pop this back on, air it up, put the stands in, would be good. But we're going to do one more step. We're actually going to go take this one all the way off the rim. While you're here, go ahead and give it a good wipe down. I'll show you what we're looking for as well. What you're looking for on here Like that's got a little pill right there, that could possibly leak. So I might actually retape this one because that little pilled spot. So we will see, that could actually cause a leak. So we're looking for things like that. So this one I'm probably gonna actually retape. I got a video already out there on how to tape. So when I clean them up, I want my rims to look perfect. There's a little row right there and right there. So I'm actually gonna clean this one and retape it. We're gonna take the tire tools. And sometimes you can do it with one tool and just do like, you can get a hold of it and hold it without having to do two, just like that. And see, this one's got all kinds of goo left. That's just, see, it's all extra weight. I mean, that's not enough stands there to do any good as far as sealing a flat. So I'm gonna go ahead and run it around. Try to get all the excess I can out. Then I'm gonna try to scrub it a little bit. And I'm actually gonna get a brush and scrub it lightly to get all this loose out that I can get out. I wanna keep it as light as I possibly can. That's a whole lot better than it was. There you go, see those things balling up? That's weight in your tire right there, buddy. That's what we want to get out. Those little white balls, yeah, that's extra weight. I know it's not much, but we pay dearly to ways, not on this bike particularly, but on some of our bikes, we pay dearly to get the weight down. So all of this is part of that precious money being wasted. So it's definitely worth the investment to do it right. Okay, Sarge. You gonna help Sarge? This is Sarge. Hi, baby. Anyway, so I take a little bitty white wire brush and I just try to run over real lightly, not enough to cut it, but just to get anything loose that I can get loose. Remember, it doesn't, grams are grams are grams. And maybe it's just a geezer thing, but for me, I don't want to, I want to keep it as light as I possibly can. When you do this, you may develop a secondary leak that if it's already been patched, but it's real minor because we're not digging at it hard. If it already had a thorn hole that's been patched, so it'll seal right back up. It's okay. Like there's some coming loose right there pretty bad. There we go. So anyway, I'll clean these up really good. Take a few minutes, clean it. And after you get done cleaning it, then we'll put it back on and we'll show you how the rest of the process works. Okay, thank you guys. Back in a little while. Okay, this geezer, we're back. I told you I was gonna retape this rim. I got a whole video on how to do it, but just real quickly, get a good look at that. That's what a rim should look like. You shouldn't be able to hardly even see where the tape in the rim is. This is a good looking rim. This was a real quick retape job, but this will not leak. So if we're gonna do it, you're tearing it this far, you might as well retape it. So the next thing we're gonna do is put the tire on. So I'm gonna set it this way, and what the orientation is, to let y'all know, the brake will be on this side so that this will be the way the tire rotates. So if you got your brake facing it, it rotates away from you like that. So with that said, we're gonna find the tire we're gonna put on the front, which is gonna be the bigger, grippier tire. And we're gonna lay it down real quick and we're gonna look for the rotation arrow. You can actually tell by the tread, but just to be safe, we'll find the arrow for rotation. There's always an arrow on one, somewheres.
Is that it?
It's hard to tell to see what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see what's on this side. It's on here somewhere.
It's hard to find. It's
They're
hard.
hard to see. It's a little bitty arrow. They all have a rotation arrow on. There's rotation right there. See the arrow pointing? It's pointing that way.
You see, it's hard to see.
Right
So
there. Get close up. So find the rotation and make sure you get it rotating the right direction. See the arrow's turning that way. So the tire is supposed to turn. Looking at it again. Look at the arrow. It's going to be turning. Let's get the arrow again. Make sure we have it right. Rotation pointing that way. So the tire is going to turn this way. Okay? And we've established with the disc brake on, it's going to turn. Notice I'm not touching the disc, by the way. You don't want to get it dirty. See, look. Don't touch the actual disc, you'll get it dirty. So the tires are going to turn that way going forward. And this one says this way. So this is the correct rotation. So I'll do is snap this on real quickly. Sometimes if they're real tight, you may need soap to put them on with. I've got pretty beastly hands, so I seriously doubt I'll need to soap it. I didn't have to. Okay, I'm gonna put the other side on. And all y'all are saying, oh my Lord, he forgot to put the sealant in. Yeah, I did. And I did it intentionally. So we got the tire on. There is no sealant in it yet. I do that intentionally. We'll show you why in a minute. We're gonna blow it up real quick. Then I'll come back and put the sealant in. We'll show you how that all works. Thank you. Okay, you said, yeah, we forgot the stands. I just aired the tire up. What I did, I got it sealed on the beads. So both the beads are holding, so now the beads are on, okay? So I'll let the air out. Okay. The reason I do it this way
Sarge, what's going
is
on,
now
baby?
it's been relatively close to sealed, is that when you put the tire together, that'll stay there for like that. Yeah, that's good. So I've already shaken this up. We want to make sure this stays nice and tight, okay? So you want to shake it really well. If your solution's not shaking good, then you'll just see.
Hi, Sarge.
Hi, Sarge. Sarge wants to help. He's gonna be a bike mechanic when he grows up. He's just a pup.
Leave it. Leave it.
About 40 milliliters in here, which is
okay.
just under 2 ounces, okay? For the redneck world.
It's a good boy.
Hold on, my syringe is not moving.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Let's try this. Oh, sorry, I got Sarge. There we go.
Sarge. What you doing, Sarge?
Sarge is eating latex. I'm not sure that's good for you, Sarge.
Back
So I
up.
put in the syringe.
And wipe
Put
it
it
off.
in the rim. There's one shot. I'm not sure we're still quite started good enough. No, Sarge. No. Can't have that. That's a bad. I'm going to start this up really good. If your sealant's not sealant, then it ain't good. I know, you're looking for toys. There's nothing here edible except me. Okay, so we'll try to put approximately 40 milliliters, maybe 50 in this one. And I find this a little bit neater than trying to dump it in the rim. Then after you dump it in the rim, trying to keep the sealant from running all over the place.
And we came inside because it was so
And it was
cold.
getting cold outside, so that's why we came inside to do this. And I got carpet under my carpet, so we're not really making too big of a mess here. And so if you look at the redneck chart on here, 50 milliliters is approximately 2 ounces. So I like about 2 ounces in these size tires, so that's about 2 ounces right there. Okay, so that's on. So now we're gonna put the valve stems back in and air it up, and we're set. So, valve stems, they go in. I'm having to hold the bottom one because it's not tight. I know it sounds strange, doesn't it? It's not tight. Because the bottom will turn. Actually, the nut on this one loose. There's a particular reason. I'll show you why I leave it loose in just a minute. So we're going to air it up, then I'll show you why we leave that valve stem loose. We'll be back in a second. Y'all know how to air up a tire. This is kind of an odd way to do this, but this is Geezer, okay? And Geezer does stuff a little odd. What I've done, remember I left the valve stem loose here? See, it's loose. I'm putting the stands, so the stands are the sealants at the bottom. What I do, I flip it upside real rapidly and wiggle it. Right there, hear it? It just sealed. So the sealant just went around there and sealed. Now I tightened up, so now we have a latex bed around your valve stems. So all y'all guys out there have valve stems, you keep tightening them and tightening them and tightening them and tightening them and they keep leaking, you're doing it wrong. Takes years to get experience, and I got a lot of them. So that's how you do it. Loosen it up. Move it up, wiggle it. Let the sealant do its job. See, it's sealed. Then tighten it up, and now you got a nice, beautiful latex bed holding that valve stem so it won't leak when it dries. Turn it back upside down again. Put it up there again. Let some more latex go up there. Snug it back up, and there it goes. It's snugging up just nice. And we have let me tighten that bottom valve up. Give it a little wiggle as you're tightening. Let that sealant set up in there. And guess what? And that's it. Now you have a valve stem that will not leak. So all y'all guys that have valve stems leaking, you can't figure it out, Geezer just showed you how to fix it. Repeat, wash, do again, same thing. As any bike thing, I know bikes are dirty, but keep it clean, and we're done.